Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax, and we do have a lot to talk about. But first, let's get the details on that first alert forecast. Meteorologist Tyler Hughes is in with a check on that forecast. Hey, good morning, Tyler.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Yeah.
Did you guys get any sleep last night, or did you hear the wind?
Oh, the wind was
howling last night. Yeah, and so luckily a lot of that wind has died off over the last couple of hours. The wind advisory has been canceled, as I mentioned, so has our first alert weather day for the wind gusts. But here are some of the peak wind gusts we saw overnight. 40 up at Windsor Locks, 38 in New Haven as well, 39 miles per hour, Willimantic through Putnam, 45-mile-per-hour wind gust over in Groton. And so these wind gusts now are looking much more manageable out there, really only gusting along the shoreline, and even then we're gusting maybe 20, 25 miles per hour or so. So today will be a bit of a cool one. Temperatures below average. We're talking upper 40s and low 50s for highs. It will be clear and breezy this afternoon, but we're talking winds maybe 20 to 25 miles per hour as peak wind gusts. So if you're looking to get any yard work done, maybe you still have some leaves to rake up, it'll be all right for it today and tomorrow, with still a bit of a breeze in place that may make it just a bit tricky for you. But it will be dry both today and the bulk of the day tomorrow. But then as we head into the weekend, it looks like the weekend is bookended by some shower chances very early in the morning on Sunday, and then very early in the morning on Saturday, and then late in the day on Sunday as well. Look at these temperatures too. We climb up to the 60-degree mark on Saturday, and then we're close to that on Sunday too. But there is some frigid air on the way. It will be feeling like December next week. I'll have full details on that cool down coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, though, let's get a check of traffic this morning. Good morning, Kate.
All right. Hey, good morning, Tyler. Good morning, everyone. Following a first alert here for you. This is right in Plainville. This is going to slow you down. 84 eastbound. The exit 35 to Route 72 eastbound ramp. So let me say that again. 84 eastbound, exit 35, that's to Route 72 eastbound. That ramp, we do have the right shoulder blocked off. They've moved those vehicles from the left hand to the right hand shoulder here this morning, but you can see all the delays through this stretch. So if you're traveling this area here this morning, give yourself a few extra minutes. Slow it down, move over. It is the law here in the state. Also following this first alert, we came on air at 4:30 here over on Channel 3 with this. This is a road closure in Roxbury because of a crash that was reported about midnight. Washington Woodbury Road closed between Two Rod Highway and Holmes Road here this morning, so avoid the area. Rest of the state on those major roadways not doing too bad. We saw most of those heavy wind gusts kind of subside. Live look here in Hartford, here in Meriden, and in Middletown. Beautiful start out there this morning. You will need the sunglasses. You might need the seat warmers in the car as well. Watch out, though, if you're traveling back inside roads here. Those downed leaves. We've got some slick, slippery conditions, trees and debris left across the roadways as well. Your drive times, though, looking pretty typical for this time of morning. Let's quick check your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Following breaking news just into our newsroom right now, we're learning police have closed the area in and around the parking garage at Danbury Hospital. The hospital is still open and is operating as normal, but we're working to find out exactly what police are responding to at the parking garage. We'll keep you updated when we have that new information.
This morning, a warning if you have any upcoming travel plans. The FAA is planning to cut flights around the country starting tomorrow because of the ongoing government shutdown.
Your reporter Roger Suzannin has the important information that travelers need to know from Bradley International Airport.
Well, the good news for travelers who are flying out of Connecticut today is their flight should not be impacted. However, starting tomorrow, well, that's when they could run into some pretty major issues. And that is because that while Bradley and Tweed Airport in New Haven are not on the list of impacted airports, starting tomorrow, the FAA will cut thousands of flights at dozens of the busiest airports around the country, which means if you fly out of Connecticut today, you could have some real trouble getting home. Agency leaders say they need to make this change because of an air traffic controller shortage tied to the government shutdown. CBS reports that starting tomorrow, the FAA will limit air traffic at 40 major airports across the country, including basically every big city in the U.S., like New York, Chicago, L.A., and Atlanta. The agency has ordered airlines to cancel 4% of all flights at those airports tomorrow and then ramp up to 10% starting next week. Travelers we spoke with say our nation's leaders need to hash this out ASAP.
We'll see how this all plays out, but I think the government's got to get their act together. Both parties, they got to start working together because the people can't be dealing with this a lot of time, and safety is the biggest concern.
And again, just to give you an idea of the scope of this issue, this morning here out of Bradley, there are 17 flights and locations out of the departure board. 12 of them are to airports that would be impacted. Reporting at Bradley International Airport, I'm your reporter, Roger Suzanin, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, this morning, senators involved in bipartisan talks to end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history say they're cautiously optimistic about the prospects of reaching an agreement. The potential deal would include passing short-term and long-term spending bills, as well as a vote on extending health insurance tax credits.
Well, today, one lawmaker from our state will highlight why he believes the tax credits for the Affordable Care Act need to be extended. Senator Richard Blumenthal is hosting a virtual event with 5 Americans who would have to pay more for insurance. Analysts say millions of Americans could even lose their coverage entirely if those tax credits are not extended. And right now in Hartford, police asking for your help finding a missing man. Take a look here. 73-year-old Norris Mignot was reported missing by a family member yesterday. He was last seen in the afternoon about 1 o'clock at the North End Senior Center. He may have taken a bus to West Farms Mall. If you have any information, call Hartford Police at the number listed on your screen there. Also this morning, Bristol Public Schools are preparing to add another layer of security. The Board of Education voted to change district policy to allow armed security guards in schools.
Your reporter, Taylor Knight, explains what families need to know about the policy and how it will work.
Parents here in Bristol will not notice any changes this morning, but last night the Board of Education unanimously voted yes to allowing armed guards in schools. Its current director of security, who is a former state trooper, will be the district's first armed guard. Right now, Bristol has school resource officers who are armed, but those positions fall under the Bristol Police Department. That won't go away. Instead, Bristol Police Chief Mark Morello says that his officers will work with the armed guards to improve school safety. And this will be the first time that elementary schools will have armed security. Before the vote, parents voiced their thoughts to the Board of Ed.
There's this weird standard where we don't value our kids the same way, and I want to afford them the same protections as politicians and money in the bank.
Before we see those armed guards in schools, training will need to take place and the district will need to have proper liability insurance. Your reporter in Bristol, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, this morning, crews will continue their search for the man missing in this large house fire in Basra. We came on the air with this breaking news first thing Wednesday morning. Neighbors described a loud explosion startling them awake. That explosion was caught on surveillance camera. Take a look. Wow, the fire destroyed the house and the garage. Investigators spent much of the day searching for the missing homeowner and investigating what caused the explosion. An update this morning, a 15-year-old has died from injuries. They suffered in a 3-vehicle crash in Glastonbury last month. It happened on Hebron Avenue. These pictures show the scene and smoke coming from one of the vehicles, debris all along the roadway. Police believe one vehicle lost control while coming around a curb. Still no word on whether any charges will be filed.
Well, this morning we're hearing exclusively from tenants of a Hartford apartment complex who say their belongings were stolen after a fire last week. Their building on Wethersfield Avenue has been boarded up since then, and they had to wait a week to go back inside and had already been worried about unhoused people breaking in. Many came back to find items missing or damaged.
When I walked into my building, my TVs are yanked off the walls. My son's toys were peed on. His pictures were ripped up.
Tenants we spoke with say that the property management company that owns the building is to blame here, saying they don't have enough done to protect their property. The company told us they couldn't comment. The city brought in a tenant liaison just last month to give renters a place to turn for help. Oh, this morning, students at Gallup Hill School in Ledyard had the day off after a student allegedly started a fire in one of the bathrooms yesterday. The superintendent says crews need more time to clean up the damage there. Police have issued a juvenile summons. There's no word on if any charges will be filed, and we're told no one was hurt.